Hi!
Hello.
Hi! I'm shooting myself! I've got a lot of people waving at me from the pool right now because I'm going live here. We are obviously here at Rythmia. There we go. Hi! Coming to you live poolside at Rythmia. Sorry about the delay, everyone. We are a little bit late. I mean, as per usual. It would not be a Facebook Live with me if we weren't late. Kenneth is with me. Say hello, Kenneth.
Hi.
What up? All right, I'm going to hand the reins over to Kenneth. He's going to be doing camera for me for the rest of this wonderful sunny afternoon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Who are you saying bye-bye to? All right, I'm going to call this up on the Rythmia Facebook page so I can see who's joining us. Rythmia is live. Awesome. Okay, so we are in, what is today? December 15th. So we are halfway through the month, but we are starting our final week of 2019 here at Rythmia. What? Now, this is our last week before we take a little break from the holidays. Lovely Jerry has gifted us a week off, 5 days off anyway. I'm just going to make sure the audio is working okay. You guys can hear me? Perfect. So I'm going to ask Kenneth to make sure that he is staying pretty close to me today when I'm talking, because I've had some people messaging me telling me that they're having trouble hearing me. So we'll stay as close as we can until I can find a microphone that I can use freely and not have to be hardwired to the telephone. So I've got Justin saying hello. I'm coming back in 3 weeks. Yay! Yes, do I get to meet Kobe Grace? Yes, you will. So I've already had a lot of people ask me today, where's the baby? And she does not come with me on Sundays, but I will try to bring her in once a week for everyone that wants to come, everyone that's coming that wants to meet her. Marty's saying hello. He's looking forward to more cooking. Awesome, Marty. When are you joining us? Sometime in 2020, I presume. Hopping on. So as I mentioned, this is the last week of 2019 here at Rythmia. So we're wrapping up the second full year that we've been open. The third year, we opened up in 2016, but we opened in February of 2016, so 2020 will be our official fourth year. Crazy. We are sold out this week. I think we're sold out most of January. It is going to be an awesome year ahead. This week is going to be an awesome week ahead because we have our dear friend Graham Hancock here doing our workshop series, so we're excited about that. He's got his family here. It's going to be an awesome week. Marty's coming January 11th to 18th. Awesome! Rebecca's saying hello. So welcome, 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 one and all. So today what are we talking about? We're cookie crazy today. Last year around this time, I think I did a live about cookies, and we did a bunch of the cookies that are on the Rythmia menu, and along with a couple of other delicious treats. But today we're doing a few different ones. Kenneth, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Are those cookies that were in the oven, are they ready?
Not yet.
Not yet, so we'll have to have someone check on
5 minutes. Yeah, Juan Carlos is
okay,
about.
Juan Carlos is bringing them up. So I've got some cookies already in the oven because I want to show you the final product, and then I'm going to show you how we did it. And you did the easiest thing in the world. But this is TV, and we got to show you all the steps. If you can. Sorry, Kenneth. Okay, so we're going to start with one recipe that we're actually going to bake real time. So I'm going to get it going right now, and then we're going to talk about some other stuff. Rebecca Chavez is watching. Where is she watching from? She was just here working. I'm going to take one of these and just sit because I've been talking like crazy. This is why we're late, because I'm always talking on Sunday. Straight up water does the body good, friends. Okay, so the first recipe we're going to do is a vegan pumpkin cookie. You can make this gluten-free if you want, but I'm not because I love gluten. And I'm going to show you how to do it without a stand mixer. If I was going to make this at home, I would do it in my stand mixer, like my the KitchenAid ones. I would use that, but today we're not going to do that. We're going to use the food processor to whip up our wet ingredients. And what I would do when I owned my bakery with my ex-husband, we would do all of the wet ingredients in our high-powered blender like this one. But most people don't have one like that, so that's why I'm showing you the food processor today so you guys can see the options. So we're going to take our wet ingredients and our sugar. When you're making cookies, you typically always cream your sugar with your butter and things like that. So I'm going to throw in my sugar. My recipe, excuse me a moment. My recipe typically calls for white sugar, whatever kind of white sugar you want to use, and brown sugar, but we're just using raw brown sugar today because that's what we have on hand. Half a cup of butter. You could use a good vegan butter. There's so many of them on the market here these days. Even available here in Costa Rica, I found you can get a ton of different vegan pumpkin butters in the grocery store, which is pretty cool. So we got butter and our sugar. We're going to be creaming those together here. Justin is talking to Marty. Oh, I love that. You guys are going to be here in the same week. That's super cool. Okay, so we got sugar and butter. The next ingredient, because they're pumpkin cookies, we got pumpkin puree, and you could use a canned pumpkin. But what I use here today is one of our amazing team members, Jose, cooked up some fresh pumpkin for me. So this is, it doesn't get any better. About a third of a cup. A little bit of vanilla. So this is just vanilla extract. You could use whatever is your favorite kind. You can use powder, Madagascar, whatever. And then we're just going to process this so it all combines really well. This is where it's going to be loud. I'm just going to get in there and scrape the sides a little bit. I just want this to all incorporate really well. Like so. That is good. This would be delicious on its own with a spoon, or spread on toast. Ooh, that would be good. When I was growing up, my opa, which is Dutch for grandfather, used to eat sugar on toast, and he would just take white bread, spread it with butter, and then white sugar. Delicious. Not the best for you, but who cares? Sometimes you just want to eat delicious food. So in this bowl that I've dried, I'm going to add my dry ingredients. And if I had a sieve, I would sift this. Sift, am I saying that word right? Is that English? So Spanglish these days. Just to make sure I don't have any chunks in any of my dry ingredients. But that was my flour, about a cup and a half. Then I'm going to add in some baking powder and baking soda. I can post these recipes if you guys want them in the comments. And I'm going to add in a bit of salt. This is all super important for helping them raise and all of that properly. Now we're just going to mix that all together. I'm going to use a fork. I'm just doing this like the easiest possible way. And then I'm just going to incorporate my wet with my dry. Easy peasy. So good. So this is a pretty basic cookie recipe. And we're going to be glazing them once they're done baking. So that is what makes them the best. So just dumping my pumpkin sugar butter mixture. Again, you could use vegan butter. You can make this as vegan as you want. You can make it as gluten-free as you want also. And then we're just going to combine this all up. That color is beautiful. It doesn't take much pumpkin to give a recipe beautiful color and beautiful pumpkin flavor, because it is, you know, it's pretty distinctive. You know, if you're eating something pumpkin, you're like, oh yeah, this is pumpkin. You don't need a lot, so we only use a third of a cup. I feel like this is a little bit dry. By a little bit, I mean a lot. I'm not sure if we measured the flour properly, but you're right. Kind of looks like a peanut butter recipe, doesn't it? Peanut butter recipe.
Smells delicious, Meg.
Yeah. We're just mushing it together. Oh, you know what I didn't add in? I didn't add in my spices. Duh. So we need to add in some nutmeg. So this is ground nutmeg and cinnamon. Those are like, I can't believe I forgot to put those in. The most important component in anything pumpkin are the spices, right? Pumpkin, festive pumpkin is not festive pumpkin without the spices. So I'm just kneading this by hand because I want it to come together. Normally cookie dough is a lot more moist than this, but whatever. I've got some cookies that just came out of the oven that smell really good. I'll be talking about it in a second. So look at that. Real time cookie dough. And then I'm just going to roll these into balls really easily. And I'm going to pop them on the cookie sheet. You can make these as pretty or as rustic as you want. Like imagine like you're making peanut butter cookies, because what we're going to do is we're just going to ball them up, and then we're going to take our fork and just drop them down a bit. Yum. You see the crystals of sugar in there that are going to melt when we're cooking. Then I'm going to add our dear friend Josue here. Take these and throw them in the oven for us. What is this?
Llévelo al horno con el mismo,
Como 10 minutos.
con lo mismo que cocinaron eso.
Todo listo.
Y cuando sale esto lo trae.
Alright, so we're going to have those in the oven. In the meantime, we're going to do a couple of other things. So I want to show you guys. So I had my nutmeg pre-ground here. And I know that I go over this all the time, but I would suggest that you always buy, the hands are wet, so plastic is slippery. Buy your nutmeg in whole things. So you buy them like this in the spice section. And this one has already been utilized a little bit. And then just use your micropilling or your rasp, this tool that I'm telling everyone to always buy. And then just grate it every time you need it. Nutmeg is not a spice that you don't use a lot of, typically because it's quite potent, so you can eyeball it and just don't use a lot. But this tool, the rasp, again, always useful for grating Parmesan over pasta, for grating garlic instead of mincing it, for nutmeg, for grating chocolate over dessert. Super great tool. This one, look at it, it's all like melted from use. I've had this one for probably 6 years, and I just carry it with me everywhere when I'm cooking. Great tool to have. So the other little trick that we're going to talk about right now is what to do if you are making recipes that you need powdered sugar. You don't want to use fully processed white powdered sugar. So we're going to do that in a second. But let's see who else is watching here. Dun, dun, dun. Ashley is sending some love. Susan Lewis Black is sharing this with her friend Mary. It's like awesome, awesome. Okay, so what to do? I don't have any powdered sugar on here. We don't use it other than. So we're making our own. So this time I am going to use my high-powered blender. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take that same raw, this is just raw sugar from Costa Rica. You know, if we're going to use sugar, we want to use as unprocessed as you can. So this is like raw, big grain deliciousness. We're just going to dump it into our blender as is, and we're just going to blend it. We're going to powder it essentially so it can become powdered sugar. Here. There. Turn it on. You can see it's already starting to powder up. Coated here with the white powder. You don't need a lot for, oof! We forgot that it's going to do that. So we're just going to let that settle a bit before we open it. In the meantime, we're going to talk about a fun way to zhuzh up your favorite cookie recipe. So I've got here the vegan chocolate chip cookie recipe that we serve here at Rythmia. We serve it here every day almost. It's in the cookbook. It's a recipe from my old bakery. So it's normally it's a pretty runny recipe. I've had it sitting at ice, so it's a little bit thicker, but I was gonna stir in some extra coconut flour just so I could use it better. But I don't think I'm gonna need to. Just a little bit of coconut flour to help thicken it up. This is not a gluten-free recipe today. We used regular flour. But I'm adding just a bit of coconut flour to help bind it a bit, because what we're gonna do with it requires that. I've already given my cookie tray away, but you're going to get the gist. I'm going to show you what kind of the final example of what this guy is. So you can see that this is a chocolate cookie recipe, but there's no chocolate. So what are we going to do? We're going to cut up some chocolate. I don't buy chocolate chips ever. We don't use chocolate chips here. Quite often, you can't really get a lot of good quality chocolate chips anywhere. There's no good brand as far as I'm concerned, especially not like we get here. So I just buy some good chocolate. This is my favorite dark chocolate to eat at home. It is with salt, sea salt, dark chocolate with sea salt. So I use it in all the recipes. But here at home, we just use a really simple dark chocolate. And it's just easier, and you can control the amounts. You can control the size of the chunks you want. And you can just, there's better options out there for chocolate. So I like to do this, and this is how we do our chocolate here for our chocolate chip cookies at Rythmia. We just buy chocolate bars. We've got big ones here at Rythmia, and that's what we use for our chips. So just chop that up. Pick your favorite chocolate. If you like milk chocolate or dark chocolate, do that. And then we're just gonna gently mix that in. So we made this. This is just a regular old chocolate chip cookie recipe. You know, you mix the wet, then you combine it with the dry, then you mix in the chocolate, and then you have voila. But what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you some finished here. They look like big old chocolate chip cookies. Like this is like the size that you would buy at like a coffee shop. But what's different? They're still warm. What's different about these cookies? Ooh, it's so super warm still. What's different is that they are stuffed with a cream cheese layer. You can't really see because the cream cheese is really cooked in. You see that? So you stuff them with cream cheese. Freaking delicious. So good. So this is just my favorite little zhuzhing hack. So what do we need? We've got our main cookie recipe wrapped up. Already got it. Woohoo! So I've just got some cream cheese here. You can use your favorite vegan cream cheese, but I have had this one here in my home already. So this is just standard cream cheese. I'm just gonna add a little bit of the cream cheese. Pop it into a bowl. Then we're gonna take some of this powdered sugar. And we wanna use powdered sugar because we don't want extra chunk. Anytime you're making a filling like this, you don't want it to be big, gritty pieces of sugar. So that we've got our powdered sugar. And it's not bright white like regular powdered sugar, obviously, but it's gonna be just fine. And then a little pinch of salt, and then we just mix that in. So good. I mean, this would be good to spread on a bagel. Sugary cream cheese. Yum. What we're gonna do is, I'm gonna actually use one of these. Pop that on, and I'm gonna use the back of my spoon to make a little reservoir. You see that? See what I did in there? Do that again. Scoop. Drop. And then using the back, making a little spot there. And then I can scoop a little bit of this cream cheese in here. Put a little bit in there. A little bit of cream cheese in there. And it's going to melt and bleed into the cookie base a bit, so the whole cookie is going to taste a little bit like cream cheese. And we're making these big, right? So then we just put a bit on top. And then you could go ahead and use these as the cookies in an ice cream sandwich. And that would be pretty awesome. This. You could form your cookie all the way around the cheese so that none of it escapes. And I kind of like it, making a bit of a cream cheese border around the outside. And then you just throw these in your oven and bake them off like 350 degrees. It's pretty delicious. Cream cheese cookie sandwiches, essentially. Not too shabby. That's cookie idea number 2. Cookie idea number 3, if you're looking for something for the holidays, we've already done the pumpkin spice, which is always so nice. Dun, dun, dun. Carrie Bell says hello from Minnesota. Tiffany Lynn, hi Tiffany. How are you? Miss you. I'll see you soon, right? In 2020? I hope. So the next recipe that we're going to do, the next and the last one, a really quick one, is a recipe that I need my food processor for. So I'm just going to give it a rinse. Wipe down with a paper towel, kind of, if you can possibly help me with that. Forgot that I was using this again. All good. Kind of do one-handedly pulling in paper towel right now. I just want to get that butter out of here. We don't put butter in this recipe because it's going to be a vegan one. If I was actually really concerned, I would properly wash this right now, but we're going to be eating this. The staff will be eating this recipe, so I'm not that concerned about it. A little bit of butter that might get on here. When I'm making any sort of recipes at home, like if I'm doing a big cookie bake and I'm doing a ton of different cookies, I will not fully wash my machine. If I know wherever the cookies are being served, there's no food allergies or anything like that, because cookies are all basically made of the same stuff. Good, sweet goodness. So there we go. So for the base of this, we're going to start with 10 medjool dates that we're going to pick. It's a funny story. I took a bunch of dates out the other day to snack on, and I handed one to Levi. So look, I'm just taking the pit out. Make sure you take the pit out, because if you don't, it's going to make some loud noise and possible damage to your machine. But I handed a date to Levi, my partner, and he... Hi.
Hi, I was just saying congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
I saw the videos and you're like,
yeah, and then
so she's still here.
And then all of a sudden, there's no baby. Yes, I'm still here. I'm still technically on mat leave, but I'm always here. So,
So you're not cooking?
my team takes part of it. They have been running the kitchen for months, So I'm here doing my thing.
That's right, I'm interrupting.
No, it's totally fine. It's fine. It happens all the time. We're doing a video right now.
Well, I watch a bunch of them, so.
Oh, well, it's so good to meet you. Welcome. Marjo.
Meg.
Yes, lovely to meet you. And Kenneth. Yeah. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I got 4 in there. I need 10. So I handed one of these fresh out of the container to Levi, and he just popped it in his mouth and started chomping on it. And I forgot to tell him to remove the pit, and I think he nearly broke his tooth. Because these pits, these date pits, are strong. You can eat them if you powder them up. I think they're high in fiber, and I've read some stuff about it online, but no thanks. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3 more. Dun, dun, dun. What other stories can we talk about while I'm busy doing this? I could have done this ahead of time, but I was busy talking to people and didn't properly prepare. The pumpkin cookies we're probably going to be ready very soon, which is fun. Okay, so here we go. So sticky. I'm going to take all of these pits, toss those aside, and right there. Give my hand a rinse because they are so sticky. I love these dates, these medjool dates. Almond butter wrapped, like just dipped in almond butter or stuffed with a pecan. So good. Tiffany says, yum yum cookies. Now you're talking my language, and I love, love, love your earrings. Yes, these earrings were a gift for my birthday. Our dear friend Fabian, who helps us with the baby, she's one of my nannies. She makes these, so she made me these for my birthday, and Levi bought them for me. I love them too. I can't wear them when my baby's around because she loves them and wants to rip them right out of my ears. So we got 10 medjool dates in there. We're gonna add in some fresh ginger because we're keeping this really, really as unprocessed as possible. So that's fresh grated ginger. Oopsie daisy. Then we're gonna add in some seasoning. So for our Christmas flavors, we're gonna add in a pinch of cardamom. And just a pinch, this is another one of those seasonings that a little bit too much will ruin a dish. And some cinnamon. I love cinnamon, so I'm gonna make a good teaspoon. The other very important ingredient if you're making anything gingerbread flavor, and if I didn't mention again, these are gingerbread balls, is molasses. So this is delicious black strap molasses. I'm actually going to hold off putting that in until I'm putting in this here binder, which is coconut flour, and I'm going to put that down first so that my molasses doesn't sink, all of it doesn't sink all the way to the bottom. It just gets stuck in the bottom of the food processor. The other binder is flaxseed. It's a couple tablespoons of flaxseed, and then I'm going to pour my molasses on top of that. Actually, no, I'm going to pour my molasses in while it's spinning. Even better. Even better. So here we go. The dates are going to make a little bit of a violent show for y'all right now. Good already, but I'm gonna get in there and just straight down the sides. See, look at that. Look at that. So rich, but there is one piece there that I want to make sure we incorporate. But it looks pretty good. It's nice and sticky. That's thanks to the dates and to the molasses. But that's fine because this is not it. There's going to be another ingredient that we're going to add in here. Take this big bowl. It's fine. I'm going to take this big bowl. I'm going to scrape this all off into this bowl. And you know what? I'm actually gonna drop my dry ingredients. So the other binder for this raw vegan treat is almond flour. So this is just ground almonds, sugared almonds. I'm just gonna get all of this goodness. Oh, it smells like gingerbread. So good. I've done many different types of raw gingerbread since I got into this world of raw vegan food. This ball is one of my favorites. It's really rich. You have a little bit, you're super satisfied. I'm gonna grab my spatula. So good. Give my little spatula a little rinse here. La, la, la. And it doesn't get any easier either. Like, these energy ball desserts. Like this is what we serve at Rythmia for dessert all the time. Or like there's a few baked cookie recipes and brownies and things like that, but there's always balls, and I love them because they are easy to make. So you just toss them in the food processor. They're time consuming in that you have to roll them if you're making them into balls as opposed to squares or something like that. But they also freeze really well, so you could make this recipe in June. Stick it in your freezer. Just make sure it's really well protected from freezer burn, and then you've got your gingerbread balls ready for Christmas the following year. I mean, why not? These balls freeze really well. So I'm just going to put on some gloves. This is a sticky one to be rolling out, and I hope that pumpkin cookie recipe is going to be ready soon. We'll find out. I don't want to forget. That's why I'm saying that out loud, or else I'm going to end this Facebook Live and I'll be like, oh shit, we never talked more about those cookies. That would be very, very lame. There's a lot of returning guests here I've noticed this week again, because Graham is here as our guest speaker. So that's super fun. A lot of people looking forward to reading Kobe. A lot of people looking forward to going deeper with the medicine before we head into 2020. So I'm just using this spatula here to help get this initial bit of mix happening, because it is super sticky. But as the almond starts to incorporate, it's going to become less sticky, so I'll be able to handle it with my gloved hands. And I'm only using the gloves because no real reason, because that's what we do in a restaurant. But if I was doing this at home, I would just use my bare hands and end up with like molasses underneath my nails for the next 5 days. Not supposed to have long nails when you work in the kitchen, but I don't really work in the kitchen anymore, so I've been letting my nails grow, and it's pretty gross because I do cook every day at home. Food gets in there, and there's good reason why when you work in the restaurant business you do not grow your nails long. Just telling you stories. Stories about life. Challenges of having long nails in this modern world. Oh, look at that. So what you could do, look at how this texture of this is. You could chill this a little bit and then put it between two pieces of non-stick plastic wrap, and you could iron it out, roll it out using a rolling pin. I do not advise using an iron. That would melt it and probably ruin your iron. But roll it out, and then you could use cookie cutters of like gingerbread shapes, and then you have little raw vegan gingerbread men. Or you can just be lazy like me and not go through all that trouble and just roll it into balls. Gingerbread balls. Bada boom, bada bing. Here you go, Kenna. Ready? Go along. Go! He caught it! Yes! There we go. Really good with a cup of coffee. Even better with a pumpkin spice latte. Remember we made those a while back? Super good. What do you think, Kenna?
Delicious.
You know what? Did I forget to put... Oh no, there is no maple syrup in that recipe. Yes, there is. There was supposed to be maple syrup in that recipe. But it's pretty sweet with the dates, right?
I like that.
There was supposed to be maple syrup in that recipe, you guys. I forgot to put it in. I had it right here in a juice jar. I think there was also supposed to be maple syrup. No, it was supposed to be in that one. Whatever. Doesn't matter. So one last thing we're going to do here real quick is we're going to make a glaze. So we have this powdered sugar. I'm going to put about a cup of it. Oops, that's more than a cup. About a cup of it in the bottom of this bowl. So that's our homemade, beautiful powdered sugar. I'm going to add in some vanilla. Vegan milk. This is soy milk. And some maple syrup. So 2 tablespoons. So now we're just going to combine this. And then we can add a bit more milk or less milk to come up with the consistency what we want. And then this will be the glaze that those pumpkin cookies will be drizzled with. Once they come out of the oven, you know, we'll have this divine sweet pumpkin treat with the extra sweetness on top. Yeah, look at that. It's like almost like getting to be like a caramel consistency. We can add a bit more sugar. So if you're gonna do desserts, like do dessert, man. Like we're doing a slightly healthier version. But we're still using sugar, and I use a bit of sugar in the recipes here at Rythmia because dessert is dessert. And if you're always using fake sweeteners and fake sugars and all of those stand-ins, your body's still gonna crave the sweets. So if you're giving yourself a little treat, like the little ball that I just gave, kind of, it's like a great little portion. There we go. mapley glazed pumpkin cookies. Rebecca, can you see if the cookies are ready that are in the oven, please? She's going to see if the cookies are ready. But, word to the wise, we will not, you know, if you want to glaze your cookies and keep the glaze on there, wait till your cookies are cool. The cookies we're getting out are not going to be cool. But that's what you want to do with your glaze. My cousin Jeff just tuned in. George Bell is watching from Stony Creek, Ontario. Okay, let me look here. While we're waiting, I need to let you guys know. Oh, there we go. Gracias. So we got little pumpkin puffs. That's what I'm going to call them. The little pumpkin puffs. Ooh, they're still super warm. But the idea was, so pumpkin-y delicious. The idea here is, once it's cool, we just add a little bit of a glaze. I'm not using a fork because this is not really functional, but it's just adding another little depth of flavor. That sweet, sweet maple. And then, I'll show you what I'm doing on the inside. There we go. Just so it's chewy on the inside still, crunchy on the outside. Re-ricious. That's it, you guys. That's all I have. Next Sunday, December 22nd, I will not be coming to you live because I will be traveling on an airplane with a 4.5 month old. So I ask you all to be praying for me. Kobe's first flight to Canada. So we'll be doing that next Sunday. So I won't be live, but I will be live the following Sunday from Canada, 29th. I'll be talking about, I'm not sure if you have to tune in, but we will be live from my mother's house in cold, cold Canada. The whole fan family will be there. So please tune in then. Enjoy your holidays, whatever that means to you. Kenneth is enjoying the chocolate chip cookies dipped in cream cheese currently, and he will have cookies for lunch. And I will take some home to have after my well-balanced dinner this evening. Okay, thanks guys for tuning in. Don't forget tomorrow, Dr. Jeff. Later on this week, I'm sure Jerry will come be live, JJ will be live, Christian on Friday. So tune in, share all of these videos to anyone that you think that might be interested. And I look forward to seeing you someday here.
Bye, Meg.
Love to you guys. Ciao, ciao.